I thought I hated my job, but really, I just hated what it was costing me. My energy, my weekends, my sense of self, my peace of mind, my well-being, the list goes on. And I'm guessing your job comes with a similar price tag. I filmed this at 2 a.m. whilst getting ready for a night shift I had coming up. I was planning to share everything I'd learned from the biggest podcasts and books on how to find your passion, but I ended up just showing the reality of not enjoying work and not knowing what to do about it. Being trapped between not loving your job and being too scared to leave. Constantly wondering if you're wasting your potential or whether you should just shut up and be grateful that you even have a job. This is the kind of video for you if you ask yourself, is this really what I want to be doing for the rest of my life? I never in a million years thought I'd be that person that stays in a job that they hate, but here we are. You mentioned in your videos that now you don't really like your job. If I'm not wrong, so how do you still do it? Because I can't imagine myself doing something I don't like. This is a really good question, you know, like there was a good few months with my job where I genuinely was going to quit. Like something I realized is that when you say you hate your job, you don't actually hate your job, you just hate the sacrifice. Good morning, guys. Or, I mean, for me, it's currently good night, basically. We are currently T-minus an hour before my first night shift. Me and work go through these phases. It feels like a toxic relationship at this point with work. It's just such a back and forth between, oh, this is survivable, this is fine. Occasionally, oh, this is good. And then like, oh, this is awful, I cannot stand this, I have to leave, I have to quit. And I just keep rotating. I'm like on a conveyor belt of like intense emotions and I don't really know what to specifically believe. It feels like I'm in a toxic relationship with the job. Like, it goes, you know when, it's just like something, like you can't leave. Like you actually can't leave because sometimes it is good. You know when your friend is talking about their partner and you're like, bro, just break up. Like, you've said this before. You're listening to them make the same like complaint for the 6th time in a row. You're being supportive, you're being there for them, but you're just like, sis, pack up your bags and go. It almost feels like that. Like, why do I keep complaining if I'm not actually going to leave? Like in this job, for example, as a doctor, working in healthcare in general, I would say, requires so much sacrifice on your like personal time. You can no longer like guarantee that you can go to a friend's wedding, or you can no longer guarantee you can go to a graduation. So much of your time, of your future plans, of your events, like of anything important to you, your birthday, Christmas, like it's not guaranteed that you're going to be like off work. Sometimes I think the amount of stuff you have to sacrifice for this job is truly no joke. I start a new rotation in a few days actually. Every few months, like most doctors will like rotate and change jobs. Like it's just a part of your training. And I change in a few days. It's exciting because it's like, oh, it's something new team. But this new block, which I'm gonna be on for 4 months, from summer to like winter time, I've emailed a bunch of people, but like no one will give me my schedule, like to understand what Mondays am I going to be working, what like weekends am I going to be working, what days am I going to be working. Like no one can tell me. So in my group chat now with like some friends from work, we're trying to arrange a date to catch up, and I'm like, nice, I shouldn't even have my roads. Next week, I don't even know what days I'm working. Is it too much to ask? Like, I feel like your life is on pause. Maybe it's the same. I don't want to feel like I'm complaining. Like, I'm really not complaining. I'm really trying not to complain because I know no one likes to listen to someone else complain, but like, I feel like my life is on pause for this job at times. Like I can't even plan what I'm doing next week in the evenings or like what days because I don't know. I don't have my schedule. Do you know what I mean? Officially done. Bro, when I say I'm tired, I feel like a banana peel. Like, you know, just a flat banana peel, just like that is how I feel. These shifts are no joke. And I can't even complain like it was a bad shift, like things went wrong or like a lot happened, it was stressful. it wasn't even stressful. I'm just... Like, you might have to work your birthday. You might be on a night shift on Christmas Day. Like, and even beyond just holidays and events, the set of hours that you work is quite high. In the UK, standard hours are like 48 hours a week. Sometimes they go up to 60, 70, 80. I actually just had a proper heart-to-heart with my mum about my thoughts around work and my general feelings around it. And I was telling her, it's not even like I struggle with the hours of work or the intensity. Like, I literally started to cry, like telling her, and I almost never cry. It's just a feeling of like, I'm stood there at work, working, and I feel like, could I be doing better with my life? Like that eats away at me. Like, that bites my shoulder every single day, and like I feel like it's chomping away at me, and like it leaves me questioning so much. Like, I can handle stressful environments, I can handle like loads of hours, loads of workload. Like, I'm a hard worker. That, like, I'm a Capricorn. Like, that's not the hard thing. Like, the difficulty of it is just it's just the way that I feel like I'm not living up to my full potential. That eats away at me big time. I've heard someone say before, jealousy just teaches you what you want. I almost feel like sacrifice also teaches you what you want. Like, when you do start to think about the careers that you want to step into, the list of things that you're fed up of sacrificing, whether it be time, well-being, peace of mind, these are all, I guess, key markers of the things that you should look for in your next career. And this is not a video full of tips and advice. Like, I am not in a position to give career advice, because I'm choosing to stay in a job that I know is not my long-term job, and I know is not sustainable, and I know that I don't love, but I'm just choosing to stay in it because I know fundamentally at the core that the grass is not always greener. Like, I've said this in a video before, but I'm going to say it again because it's so important. I feel like if you get into the habit of always running away from your problems rather than learning how to handle them, I feel like you're going to just meet more problems in the next journey. You're not crazy for wanting more for yourself. That just makes you human. You deserve to be happy in your job. And what I've come to realize is being happy in your job doesn't mean like escaping work, finding a new one, like running away and finding like your golden egg. Like, you being happy in work honestly just means you being happy in life. Like, if you, broadly speaking, in your life enjoy who you spend time with, what you do in your spare time, where you go out to eat, where you travel to, where you go home to, like your free time, what you watch, like just, you know, those little moments. It's that cringy thing of like romanticizing your life. If you enjoy your life, it almost trickles into work, if you get me. Like, if I tell myself I'm going to be so much happier in a corporate 9-to-5 marketing role, like just give me a simple job where I can use my skills in social media in a corporate role, like just give me that. And then I then show up in that job. I then again have a toxic work environment. What happens if I have the same problems where it's highly pressurized, it's highly stressful, I'm staying late, I'm underappreciated, I don't feel valued, it doesn't feel meaningful? Like, those are all feelings I have right now. What happens if it's the same, just in a different company? It's almost like you have two sides of the scale. You have work, you have life. Whichever one is the heaviest, like the most going on, the most to think about, the most on your mind, that's the one that will tip it in its favor. So I feel like if your life is heavily weighted with just positive people, good vibes, fun things to look forward to, generally in life, like, you'll feel good about yourself, even if work is a bit rubbish and like you've got an annoying manager to deal with. Versus, say, like, work is so heavy, like you've got your manager, you've got the bad vibe, like whatever it is going on, if it's heavy, then that's like how your life tips, because that's like the heaviest. Work won't meet all of your needs, and that is something that I really do believe that. I almost don't even believe in the idea of a dream job anymore for that reason. Maybe if you're watching this, you're also in a job that you literally don't like, you're fed up with it, and you're just like, I can't leave, I have rent to pay, I can't leave, I've got kids, I can't leave, I need to finish this thing. You know, you've got like a deadline that you need to hit first. You've got a milestone that you need to reach before it makes sense to leave. You've not got your full qualification yet. You've not finished your training yet. Like, it doesn't make sense. But part of me does question, like, how sustainable is it to chase joy at work? I feel like it's a really cutesy idea that, like, you know, you can find your passion and love what you do and like all this stuff. But like, how like realistic is it to truly find absolute pure joy and bliss at work? Back in med school, I was like applying for other jobs. I was upon LinkedIn, applying for jobs, networking. I had interviews. I was planning to leave, but I don't, nowadays, even though I don't rock up to work filled with joy and giddy, ready to take on the day, I'm like, oh, let's just get through the day. That is my approach. I don't really believe in the grass is always greener. I really don't believe that idea that oh, Christina, just leave. If you don't like your job, just quit. It'll be better. And marketing is my backup, basically, because I have so much experience with social media. I know I'd be able to do a job in marketing, social media marketing, but I don't believe that I would. How do I know I'd be happier? I can't take the risk of jumping ship if there's still a gamble that I still might be unhappy in that job. What if I'm still depressed in that job? What if I still don't what if I find issues with the culture? What if the culture isn't as supportive as what I'd expect? I don't know. Is it just me? Do you guys feel the same? Say if you don't enjoy your job, do you also have that idea of what if it's not even that amazing elsewhere? What if this is just work? I was listening to a podcast about this, and they were saying actually generally when you're in the mid stage of your career, you do tend to have a slump in satisfaction. And they were saying on the podcast how it's actually you being dissatisfied with your job isn't a you issue or even the job issue. It's just expected kind of when you're in the mid stages. I'm not in the mid stages. I've been in this job for a year, but I don't really know if it's a good idea to chase joy at work. To think, oh, I'm not happy with where I am. I want to run over to something better. But then how do you know you won't be disappointed over there? How do you know that there's going to be new problems you'd not even thought of that are going to surprise you, and you're going to be oh, I didn't even think about this thing. I didn't even plan for that. I didn't even plan for oh, it's a better job, better pay, better schedule, but the commute is an hour. And you didn't realize that you're actually someone that does not like a long commute. You've only had short commutes your whole life, and now you've got an hour commute, and it's taking a toll on you. How do you know there's things you've not even planned for that are going to come up? And maybe that's me being cynical, but I also just think work is not everything. Your life, broadly speaking, and the sum of the parts of your life, work, people, personal hobbies, your health, I feel they all come together to contribute to how happy you are. Work is a big chunk of it, but it's not the only chunk. Something that I'm doing and actively making an effort to do, given that I'm in a job I don't absolutely love, is to make sure that the other components of my life are as maximized as possible. Maximize for joy, essentially. I make a huge effort now to meet up with friends regularly, or I make a huge effort now to make sure that I'm consistently doing yoga, or I'm reading my books, I'm on Goodreads, I've got fun stuff to look forward to for myself, or I'm traveling. If I don't like work, that's fine. That's very, very common. But do I enjoy the other parts of my life? I've also come to realize as well, the reason why I think a lot of people are too scared to leave, but too unhappy to stay, is because of this idea that's called loss aversion. Essentially, the way that our humans' minds are wired, we're a lot more prone to focus on what we would lose out on rather than what we'd gain. If you're going to leave your job, the current job that you're in right now, the current job that you do not like, even though you know you'd be happier, or there are better paying jobs out there, there's better work-life balance, creating jobs out there, you're more likely to just stay where you are because you know you'd lose out on your current stability, your current pay, your current job, your current colleagues, your current just familiarity. There's even science to back up the fact that humans feel the pain of loss twice as much as we feel the pleasure of gaining something. What I kind of theorize is that the people that are happy with their jobs, the people that are working in jobs where they have true joy, they're satisfied, they feel good, they have a work-life balance. My theory is that it's because they're really accepting of the whole entirety of their job. Say someone was a scientist and they do, they love chemistry, that is their one true love. They just love science. They're working in labs. They maybe do a bit of research on the side as well. They've chosen a job that's well suited to their personality. In this example of someone who really does love their job, I feel they love their job because it's matched to their personality type, and also because they're just accepting of the downsides. With research, I know comes a lot of admin, a lot of paperwork, a lot of silly little, we just have to do it sort of stuff. Stuff that doesn't make sense, but you just have to tick the box. And it's almost the upsides of the job make down for the downsides. And say you're watching this and you clicked on this video, I feel this is a situation where the downsides absolutely outweigh the upsides. And what I've tried to do for myself to just make peace with this job and not feel like I'm battling myself, like, you hate this job, why are you here, you should leave, plan to leave, stop speaking to recruiters. Like, I don't really have that dialogue anymore. I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna clock in, I'm gonna clock out, and I'm gonna leave. Like, I don't bully myself for not making a change in the situation. And that's mainly because a lot of the downsides are kind of like multiplied only because you're expecting things from your job. Like, a few months ago, when I stopped expecting things from my job, that was when things really changed. Like, I stopped expecting, like, oh, but someone should do something about the computers because they're too slow. Someone should do something about, you know, the lack of AI, because that would speed things up and make us a lot more efficient and get work done faster. Like, I stopped expecting things and I kind of just accepted them as they were. And I was kind of like, Christina, you know that life is not fair sometimes. So naturally, work is not fair. Work is not justice. Work is not fairness, equality, peace, all restored and resolved in the world. Everything is as it should be. Like, that is not work. That's a fantasy. It was actually really freeing to like sit down and like realize a lot of the stress I had with the job was just because I was actually just expecting things from the job. I was having not even fantasies, but like expectations of what the job should be. Like, and in a sense, it is a fantasy. An expectation is a fantasy. And I think it's easier to expect things when you're like dissatisfied. Now, when I take a look back at my job and I really sit back and I'm like, whew, I really let work have such an influence on my well-being, my outlook, how happy I was. Like, work was influencing me. Like, I had no influence on how I feel about the job. It's only now that I sit back and realize, like, I actually have to be the step one. Like, I have to accept the job. Then the job becomes more accepting. Step one is not be frustrated, be angry, speak to recruiters, try and leave, try and escape, try and abandon. I mean, if that's the route you want to take, that's totally fair enough. But I actually realized work becomes better, not because anything has to change, but I actually just have to be more accepting. That is what it takes to actually like unhate your job. At least my night shifts are over. And I guess to round off the video, please do comment down below if you feel how you're feeling about work. Like, you don't have to have the answers, you don't have to be concrete, like, just what are your thoughts when, like, work? Good feelings, bad feelings, terrible feelings, I'm about to quit tomorrow feelings? Like, share with us. I am actually gonna wrap up this video. I know I said that like 3 minutes ago. I am actually gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna finish my food, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna, fingers crossed, have the weekend off. Let me know if you made it to the end of this video by commenting down below a cherry emoji. And if you made it this far, you might enjoy my Quarter Life Clarity reset. This is a workbook I made when I was having a lot of thoughts on leaving. I was experiencing burnout. I was fed up with my job. This workbook has journal prompts, exercises to help you get crystal clear on exactly what your values are so that you know how to better take next steps in your career and in life in general. The workbook is completely free and I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.